NASA's lunar missions. A nationally driven push despite public indifference, the United States is preparing to send astronauts back to the moon. But public enthusiasm lags behind the political urgency driving the effort. While lawmakers frame the mission as a critical race against China, everyday Americans may not share the same priorities for NASA's funding and focus. The political imperative Washington views a rapid return to lunar exploration as essential. Senator Ted Cruz, RDX, chairing the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, has explicitly warned of a looming bad moon on the rise if the U.S. fails to beat China in establishing a presence there. This framing positions lunar missions not as scientific endeavors, but as strategic competitions. The urgency is reflected in policy directives. President Trump issued an executive order mandating a U.S. return to the lunar surface by 2028, with plans for a permanent lunar outpost by 2030. This is not a spontaneous decision. It comes after decades of shifting priorities within NASA, where large-scale crewed missions have often been sidelined in favor of robotic exploration. The Artemis II mission, the upcoming Artemis II mission, will carry 4 astronauts, 3 American and 1 Canadian, on the first crewed lunar flyby in over half a century. The mission's narrative is tightly linked to the new space race dynamic, suggesting that prestige and geopolitical leverage are central goals. Public apathy despite the political momentum, public interest in crewed lunar missions remains subdued. When asked about NASA priorities, most Americans do not rank a human return to the moon as urgent. This disconnect highlights a fundamental tension between elite-driven space policy and broader public sentiment. Why this matters: the push for lunar dominance reflects a broader trend of great power competition extending into space. Both the US and China are positioning themselves for potential resource extraction, military advantages, and technological leadership on the moon. The lack of widespread public engagement raises questions about whether such missions genuinely align with national priorities or serve primarily strategic interests. The current trajectory suggests that, despite public ambivalence, the geopolitical stakes will continue to dictate NASA's direction. The mission is going forward regardless.